Welcome back, YouTube. So I did a thing, and I got a new kayak. I got a new fishing kayak. I had a bass boat, but I sold the bass boat. If you look back through the videos, you can see videos of the bass boat that I had. And I love that boat. I took it out a bunch to the lake, took it out to the river, and what happened was, it's not exactly a river boat. It's a Great Lake boat, but it's not a great river boat. Due to its length, it was almost 18 feet long, and you kind of had trouble maneuvering where I go in the lake. The river is the Edisto River, and the Edisto typically runs about 4 to 5 feet deep, and it's got a lot of sandbars in it, and it did great in the creeks where it's deeper, but you know, it wasn't exactly ideal for the river, having to turn around, you know, the kind of radiuses that you need to turn around and you know, get where you want to go out there. And so it wasn't exactly ideal for that. It was great for the lakes. You know, you could get out there into the canal and run as fast as you wanted to, and everything like that. You know, caught a bunch of fish off that boat, especially in the river. Caught a bunch of fish, but it just wasn't ideal for kind of like the fishing that I like to do. I kind of like to get into the river and fish the river, and also I wanted to be able to get out into the marsh, you know, to the salt water, and be able to fish the salt water a little bit. And of course you can't do that with an aluminum boat. So I sold the boat, and I bought a fishing kayak. And what this video is going to be about is I'm just going to go through the boat from stern to bow, and just show you what the boat is coming out of the box. Just exactly how it comes out of the box, and you know, we'll go through that, and I'll show you, you know, what all, you know, is involved with how the kayak comes just directly out of the box. So I'm real excited about it. I've been researching kayaks for longer than I was researching that boat, and way before I even started searching for the boat, I was looking for kayaks. You know, there's just something to me, even though this is my first kayak, never owned any kind of kayak before, and so this is my first one. And there was just something about, you know, having a kayak, being that close to the water, and, you know, being able to get into spots that other people can't to fish. And so it was always very appealing to me. And I researched just about every kind of kayak there is, I guess, hundreds of kayaks. And then this one that I'm going to show you came out in 2022 at the ICAST conference, which, if you're familiar with ICAST, it's a big convention that they have for you know, new products that they're bringing to the market, and this was one of the products that was featured at the ICAST event. And so I looked at this one, and, you know, I thought, man, because what kind of kept me from the kayak market was the paddling, or the pedaling, you know, and I just couldn't see myself, you know, I'm 64 years old, 230 pounds, you know, 6'1", and, you know, I didn't know if I was going to be able to paddle it or pedal it. And plus the fact the wind kind of throws you all over the place, you know, if you're trying to fish and trying to fight the wind and the current and all that. Well, this boat takes care of all those problems. And so we're just going to walk through it and walk with me, and we'll take a look and and see what's going on with the new kayak. Okay, here it is. It's the Old Town Sportsman Autopilot 120. That's the one that I bought. And so it's 12 feet long. It's 37 inches wide. Weighs 119 pounds with nothing in it. The motor out of it, you know, the seat out of it, and everything weighs 119 pounds. Total boat capacity is 558 pounds. 558 pounds on this boat. So it's 119 pounds assembled, just like you see it. And it's a polyethylene plastic. It's a real thick plastic. And this is how exactly that it comes out of the boat, out of the package. So starting up here at the bow, you got a real nice sturdy carry handle here to it. You've got a hatch right here at the front. It's got all your wires and such as that down in the hatch, and you can store some things down in there. There's a lot of room in there to store stuff. And so you got the hatch up here. The bow of this boat, getting up here to the trolling motor, it's got a 45-pound thrust trolling motor on it with spot lock. So it's an iPilot Minn Kota. It's got the spot lock on it, which is, this is what sold me on the boat. This and the stability of the boat is what sold me on it. So everything is designed around this motor. The whole of the underneath side of the kayak is designed for this motor. In other words, everything is built around the motor. So this is not something that, you know, with a lot of kayaks, the motorizing it is an afterthought, you know, and you have to put a mount on it or whatever. This one comes out of the box with the motor, and you know, it's ready to plop down in there and go fishing. And like I said, everything is built around and integrated around this motor. And so that's pretty awesome. Then you got your wiring, you know, your little wiring pass-throughs on either side here. You got your tracks for, you know, putting whatever accessories you want on it. You know, these foot pedals are adjustable, so real easy to adjust to get them to where you want them. This is how you will steer the kayak. When we get back there, I'll show you the rudder, but that's how you'll steer the kayak. You got 5 scupper holes right here, which is nice for letting the water out. You got a real nice EV padding here that feels good. I'm sure it's sound deafening once you get it out on the water. This, as it comes out of the boat, is all completely plug and play. I'll show you the battery compartment when we get there, but you basically plug right into here, and that will motorize the kayak. Okay, you got your kill switch that comes with it, and this also operates as a prop nut wrench for removing the prop, so that does double duty. You've got your cord here, which will release the motor and pull the motor back up. So this does that. This releases the motor to let it down, and then you pull it again to bring it back up. It's got 2 carry handles on either side. It's got a cup holder on both sides. The seat has got a, and oh yeah, by the way, it's got these on both sides here, which I like because Old Town really thought this out to make everything convenient to where you can reach everything from where you're sitting at. So these are just where you can stick some tools down in and have those tools handy. And it's got also, like if you're going along and you want to lay your rods down, well, it's got these two places that you can lay your rods down. And then you place your rods in here, and then as you come up, you'll see this little indentation right here, which is where the rods, you can lay the rods down here to kind of keep the rods straight. So run from back there to up here, it's got a place for your two rods to actually lay down. So that was very thoughtful in the process. And so then you got two forward facing rod holders already built in. You've got one here, you've got one over there. Like I said, you got your two side handles. You got this seat, which I've already sat in it, and it's a very comfortable seat. The back can be adjusted. So it's got a high, which is what I'm going to keep it in, but it's got a high setting and a low setting. And it just snaps right in there, and then you just pull it right back out if you want to go low or if you want to go high. I imagine I'll always keep it in the high position. Okay, that's the seat you got over here where you can fit 3600 the type 3600 Plano tackle boxes. So you can just put your tackle boxes right in here, and I'll show you the dry hatch when we get over there to that side. Then this folds down, and back here is where you got your battery box at. So I've got a lithium battery that I'm going to be putting in it, 100 amp lithium battery. And so you just you undo this, and there's your battery box. So, you know, it's got the plug, it's got everything you need in it. Like I said, it's just plug and play. So you got that, then you got another little storage hatch here. I'm not sure what I'll ever use this for, but I hadn't even tried to get it open. But anyway, I'll try to get that open, show y'all that. But anyway, it's another little storage hatch right in here. I'm not sure why that's not opening. And so then you've got this huge cargo area. I mean, this thing is massive back here. You can fit a, a cooler back here, a dry box, really whatever you want to fit back here will fit. Because it's a big space. I've got a cooler that I'm gonna put in it. And then back here, you've got the two rear-facing rod holders on either side. So that's 4 rod holders total. And this right here goes, it's a cover plate for if you ever did want to paddle. I'm not sure why you would ever want to, but in case of emergency or you just wanted to paddle, you can leave the motor at home, and that cover just fits right down in here, and it's snug, and it fits right down in here, so as you're going along you don't get a lot of splash up coming back into the boat. So that was pretty thoughtful of doing that. And so yeah, that cover does that. Then you got 4 more scupper holes back here, to get the water out of it. You've got this release. This is your lever for your rudder, and you just pick it up to deploy the rudder, put it back down to bring it back up. You've got more tracks back here on both sides. Over here you've got an extra large fishing rudder. So the beauty of this is you can set the motor, you know, to go along at whatever pace you want to go along. Here's the remote for it, so you can just set the motor for easing along. If you want to fish a bank, or you know, you just want to, you know, be moving as you're fishing, well, then you can just set the remote, deploy the rudder, and steer with your feet, so that you're completely hands-free fishing. And that's pretty awesome. So you can just steer with your feet as you're going along fishing a bank, or you know, fishing wherever you want to fish as you're moving. So then you got these handy dandy tie downs that come with it. This holds your rudder up for transport, and then you'll just take this off, flip it up, you're good to go with your rudder. You can also steer with your, you know, with your remote, steer the trolling motor with your remote. Back here, it's got places for anchor poles, but I'll never put an anchor pole on this. I just don't see the point if you got autopilot, why you really need an anchor pole. But it's got the mounts here. If you want to drop an anchor mount down into it, you just drop it right in through there and you're good to go. Then back around here, you've got a little dry storage compartment. You can, you know, keep your phone, your wallet, your keys, whatever you don't want to lose. You can stick it down in there and use that for your dry storage. Let me see here. So that's about does it for what comes out of the box. I'll do another video when I get it all rigged up. I'm gonna put a fish finder on it, and put rod holders, put my Yak Attack paddle holders on it for my paddle. But coming out of the box, it's ready to fish. So that's the other, you know, good thing about it, is that you don't have to put any rod holders on it. You know, you need your PFD and a paddle. You also will have to get a battery. You know, that's an extra added expense, because lithium-ion batteries ain't cheap. So you'll have to get a battery for it. But once you get your battery, I mean, that's it. You're ready to fish right out of the box. And like I said, the underneath, it's a tri-hole, and the stability that it gets, as I understand it, comes from, it's got like 2 pontoons underneath there on either side, and then running down the middle of it here are 2 recessed tracks. And then this is open, so that, I was saying, everything is built around the motor, so that when the trolling motor is pushing it, there's nothing obstructing the water flow. You know, it goes straight down and all the way to the end of the boat and out the back. So I'm gonna get it rigged out, and then I'll do a video of what all I did to it. And after that, I'll do a review of out on the water with it, fishing with it. And we'll see how it does, but I think it's going to do beautiful. I'm excited. I'll tell you about this being my first kayak and being able to get out there and fish without having to paddle or pedal. So I am excited about that part of it. And so that's it. If you enjoyed the video, if you have any questions about it, write a comment. And until next time, as usual, be kind to each other. It don't cost a thing. And we'll see you next time. Bye.